Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to Fliberty Plays Shadowbane Reforged. Reforged is a emulator server based off of Shadowbane. A developer named Papa has taken the source code for Shadowbane, and him and his team have been working on rebalancing the classes, the races, the disciplines in the game, adding some quality of life items, and they have also added some stuff to help out with smaller guilds and nations being able to compete on the world stage against much larger guilds. Some of y'all know that is zerging, and there were certain guilds and places people who have been known in the past for doing that and key cloning and there are people like that that are on this server right now. Also, anybody else, but does that top continent up there look like the Mighty Ducks logo? Or is it just me? That being said, one of the characters I suggest that you start at the very beginning of the server is a Sentinel. Now, a Sentinel is a great farming build uh, when it's completely int based. You can go in and farm because your defense is really high. Your area effects do a lot of damage. Your mana drain keeps your mana going as long as you have a concoction pot on or buffs that help with the mana regen. Uh, it's a very versatile guy, a very well not guy, but a very versatile toon. And this is what I would suggest to make. And since you can multi-box on Reforge, I also would suggest that you make a bargain bot, or at least somebody in your nation make a bargain bot. I made a video that you can go back in this playlist and look at about server start character, which is the bargain bot. Highly suggest that you get this because with that you can go and you sell for more, you buy for less, and therefore you can take your loot trash, sell it to the vendors for cheaper. So these are the runes that you want to take. Uh, Born of Iri Yandu, Iri Indu, Iri that one right there. And also, I should have done this already. Take 5 points out of every stat except for intelligence. You're going to have to put 5 points into intelligence so that you can take Wizard's Apprentice after you take the Born of that thing. Then you scroll back up and take Brilliant Mind. All of this increasing your intelligence, which will increase the damage of your spells. And then you take Lucky, which will give you 5% overall defense increase. Now, I'm putting my points into Constitution because I'm building this character and I'm going to run him just like this is the server start character. Now, the reason why I say do multi-box is because this one and the loot box are going to be hard to level by themselves in the beginning. Once you get this guy up to about level 25 or 30, he's probably easy to play once he gets his area effect, which is level 20. But up to then, he's kind of a pain in the butt because he has a strength enhance buff, and he also has a damage increase. But since you're not dumping points into strength, um, he doesn't do a lot of weapons damage. So in the game, you will hold on to all of your stat points. For those of you who don't remember or don't know, who haven't played in a while or have never played, what you do is you hold on to those at server start, and then you find the highest level trainer you can, and you train up your spec line, which for Sentinel's Abjuration, your weapon, and your armor as high as you can, and then you dump all of your intelligence points in. Now, what you can do is go and look and say, my Mac, I can't remember what it is right now. This is a voiceover. Uh, what you can do is say, I need 100 points to max out my intelligence. Once you get to that 100 points, anything over that, you can go ahead and start dumping into into Constitution to bring your health up. and maybe some into spirit to give you some more mana and a better natural mana regen. But you dump all your points at the end, hoping to get your lines as close to or over 100%, so you can use 100% weapons and armor. I don't know that it's possible to do it with heavy armor. I know it's possible to do it with light armor, and I think it's possible to do it with some toons with the medium armor, but I'm almost absolutely sure you cannot get to 100% heavy armor on the server up trainers. All right, so also the bargain bot, another thing that'll help you do is it'll help you buy, if you're planting a tree, or if your guild's planting a tree, which there probably are, it'll help you get the seed for cheaper. It'll help you get your charter for cheaper. It'll help you get contracts for buildings cheaper. And then all you have to do is find the racial vendors that you want and install them into your buildings. I'm going to do another video talking about my preferred method of building a trainer city. But in my opinion, if you're doing a trainer city, it's at server up, then Sentinel is one of the first trainers you put in. Now, I would suggest, if you're interested in coming back in this game, because they're going to be doing a server wipe in the future, I don't know when. There's rumors of February. There's rumors of January. I don't know. But go ahead and download the game now. You can go to Reforge, type in Reforge into Google, and Google will take you to their page, and it will give you, I haven't looked at the page in a while, but the main thing that's on there is their Discord link. You join their Discord, and their Discord will show you exactly how to download the game and install it and all that good and fun stuff. As you can see here, this is the Shadowbane Reforged Discord, and right here under how to play channel, it has all the instructions for downloading the patcher and the game, and just follow that. It's pretty simple to do. Once you install the game and you run the patcher is what you're going to run the game through, not shadowbane.exe. You will get a screen that looks something like. Now, once you run the patcher, you'll end up with a screen that looks like this. Just go down here to this plus, click on it, and it'll come up in a minute. And you type in a username and password and click register, and then a name will pop up there, which I've obviously blurred, so because I don't want y'all stealing my Uber characters. And that's register the account. And I suggest that y'all go ahead and register several accounts right now. Now you just click on the money symbol in the middle. It'll take you to the login screen, and you type in the username and password of the account you want to use that you're going to play on. Now, I say make a character before the game, get it installed and make a character before the game starts. Give it a generic name. And the reason why you want to do this is if you've never played or you haven't played in a long time and you don't have these files on your computer, you can go ahead and make a generic kind of character. That way you can set up your screen the way you want it. And then all you have to do is go to settings and load layout, and it'll bring you to a screen with all the characters you've made. For you, it'd probably be one. And click on that name, and it will load the layout that you had on that character. Now, for that character, you have to log in, put everything together, and then log out properly for it to save it. But you want to do the same thing with the hotkeys. You want to make some generic hotkeys and save those. Like you can change, if you want to change next enemy or next NPC, you can change those to the keys you want. Open to the keys you want. Fly up and down to the keys that you want. Get all the some generic keys set up the way you like them, or exactly for the character that you want to make. and then when you log in, you just click load hotkeys, and boom, there you go. I have generic set for mine, next NPC, open, challenge, and the I use WSDA to be able to move the screen around instead of hitting the sides. So those are set up too, and I use that one when I make every new character. I load those hotkeys and just go from there. As you can see, they have XP turned up, and also all mobs are aggressive. There are no more neutral mobs in this game. So if you get in close enough, you will get the whole camp on you. They have fixed on this server the racial whitelist, I guess you'd call it, where say you're a vampire and you go into a camp of vampires or undead, they will ignore you. Same thing with elves. Elven zones ignore elves. So they've got that fixed and working properly on this server. Now, it doesn't take very long to get leveled up. Just the problem is they got the spawn turned up so high that it's kind of hard to loot all the mobs before you get aggroed by more. It's a good and a bad thing. Now, I know a lot of these mobs, well, all the mobs at the beginning don't drop a whole lot in the way of money, but they do from time to time drop 100% weapons, which you can sell at the weaponsmith back there in town and get a little money for training. Because, you know, you want to try at least get to 25 in your weapon. And since this is a Sentinel, I also want to try and get to 25 in the shield. So a little bit of training money is nice. Now, you'd be able to do a little bit of looting if you had a group, even if it's only like 4 of you and 4 actives playing, because you can have 3 of them killing and one person looting. And that way y'all can all of y'all can get some money for farming. Now, beginning of server, what you want to do is when you get to level 10 or you head out to the first little zone here for leveling, is you want to go to a camp that has dropped some stuff that some of the people in your party will be able to use eventually. For instance, there is a snow orc camp that has snowballs on one side and orcs on the other. You can get a 35% knotted club there. There's a camp to the south that have humans around it. There's like 3 or 4 archers and 2 names and some wolves. You can pick up light armor down there. You can pick up medium armor pieces down there. You can pick up swords down there that are good for selling or for using later instead of having to buy them. And I suggest this so that you can get these pieces and bank them even if they're too high. See, I'm having to run away because I want to get a little bit more loot before I go and train, because I've leveled up enough, but I'm never going to get any of the loot out there. But saves you a little money later on, and you'll be able to put them up and use it later if you have to. And that way you can save a little bit of time later on instead of having to spend full price at a vendor. Now, another good thing is to have people who have ID, so you can ID anything magical you pick up. Now, you'll see that they have removed some of the zones off of the map, so there are less zones around. Now, I'm going to show you something that one of the things that I talked about earlier about one of the things they did to help out smaller guilds and nations be able to fight people who have less people. As you can see here, this one has in their green, it says 5, and it tells you it's a tier 3, and that it shows you how many per hour you can produce. And this right here is a tier 1, and it's 20. Now, a lot of these mines have a different number of people. That's the number of people from your nation that can come to that zone while that mine is open. If you bring anybody more than the 5 people to this zone when this mine is open, trying to take it or defend it, the 6th person that enters into that zone will be flagged. And that person will, I believe there's a message that pops up first. Then you have however long, and then the game itself will start dropping EQs on top of your head until you either leave the zone or die. And they're pretty powerful EQs. So be cognizant of that when you're out. If you are in a zone and the mine opens up and you're out there in a 5-man zone with a full group leveling, then some of y'all are not going to have a very good time. Also, one of the things they did goes for Banes as well. You can limit the number of people who go to those. The smallest number that I know of, I was looking through the change logs, and it might have changed from the last one I saw because there are a lot of change logs. The lowest you can set it is 20 people, and then for smaller nations, you can contact the leadership of the server, and they will manually set the number of people that are allowed to come to keep people from always setting it to 10 because they did have 10 in. So anyway, and people were abusing that somehow or another. But anyway, that being said, that's some of the things that they added in as quality of life to be able to give smaller guilds and nations the ability to compete on the world stage. They also made this city Viracar. They took Car out and made their own custom city. Looks like a plus, and they've set it up themselves, and it looks really good. Now let me sell those equipments as I got. Get that little bit more money. I mean, it's not a lot, but it'll help. One of the things that I did at the beginning that I should have talked about while I did it, one of the things that they have put into the game is the Bridge Keeper. There's one in every starter city, and I believe that's, yeah, in every starter city. You walk up to him, you see him standing right over yonder. You go over to him, you talk to him, and he will give you all the buffs, just like a concoction potion. Matter of fact, I think it lasts as long as a concoction potion. And so you can get the buffs to help you level up. Now, a lot of folks are saying that they should probably just go ahead and start people off at level 60 or 50 or 70 or something like that, and just skip all the leveling altogether. But for me, that would only work after server up, because you don't want to be level 70 with no money and all these trains, and no way, you'd still be in low level zones trying to fight with starter equipment. I mean, they could go through and do a bunch of changes where they give you some money and probably some like 50% equipment or something, but I don't know. It seems like a lot to me. Now, this being a Sentinel, and the Sentinel hammer being a thing, I'll train up my hammers. I'm going to train up my shields if I can get the slider to work for me. Wow, shields start off a lot more than I thought they would for this guy. Anyway, I didn't even take a shield starting ring. But as you can see, I don't have anything else I can take at the moment, really. So all those points will just sit there until I level up some more. Now I'll go and show you. Oh, I forgot to put out my powers. Hold on just a second. Not that I have many. Sprint and travel stance. All right. Now this is the zone. I mean, this is the camp I was talking about with the snowballs. Evidently somebody else is already here. I don't see a blue dot though. And they decayed just as I came upon them. Huh. Probably has some fat leaks too. Oh, I wonder if that's where the guy just died. Probably suicided back to town. Yeah, well, let's see how I do. Don't, don't. Not actually doing too terrible considering that's a red and the other one was yellow, so it's the same level and this one's higher. Now, this is the camp I was talking about that I can get a knotted club from, which is a 35% hammer. Now I can get rid of this starter equipment I picked up and be able to do better. Well, kill a little faster. And then there's also this bladed club. Once I get up to 50% hammers, I'll be able to use as well. All right, let's see. 5% block chance, 4% block chance. Really? The starter equipment's better? Defense 10, defense 14. So I get 4 more points of defense but lose a percent. I'll stick with my 1% block chance. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to, right here, I'm going to put in a picture of the changes that they have made to um, multi-boxing and the rules around that. So go ahead and pause and read that. So as you can see there are some changes there to keep people from being able to multi-box during mines and banes and be able to zerg and hopefully help with keep cloning some. Now you saw the stuff that PvP people can't do. Now PvE people cannot do. Blah 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 blah. Shut up, Liberty. Anyway, that being said, PvP people, as far as I know, can heal PvE folks and can summon them. So uh, there you go. So all you need to do, make sure that whatever character that you might want to be able to use for PvP, if a mine opens, if you get attacked in the field, is log in your fighting character first, and then all the ones after it will be logged in with a blue ball above their head, and you will not be able to get into fistfights with people with them. So, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Ooh, he is going to kick my butt in. Oh, he's doing pretty well. All right, so I have reached level 10. I am in Eric and Hold. Come to promote. I am terrible at going in and out of buildings in this game. Always have been and always will be. So there I am. I'm officially a Sentinel now. Go ahead and train up my hammers if I can find it. So see, the only thing I have right now is Litany Hydrocell, which gives me strength and stamina regeneration. Upsy daisy, upsy daisy, upsy daisy. All right. Let's go ahead and if I can find hammers. There's hammers. Train that up. Now I hate overspending, so I'll do a little bit of it, but I won't do a lot. Especially at server start, I really hate overspending. If you're not careful, you'll end up spending way more money than you mean to. So dump a couple of points into hurt yourself, and I can now take this knotted club off that I had collected and put on this bladed club. Free equipment. Yay. Now I'm going to go to Viracar. I want to show y'all something that they have here that is for the use of people who are starting out or who does not have a very large guild or does not have a city or whatever circumstance you can come up with. Well, these guys are weird. The Boondocks. No song about that. Anyway, it's called the Prestige Vendor. Now, there is, let me get this travel stance on so I can get over it quicker. It's right over here in this little part of the T, or cross, or plus, whichever one you want to call it. Now, right in front of me, you'll see the Prestige Seneschal. And his whole point in life is to act like a warehouse. Now, the only person that can see the stuff that you put in here is you. So you put your resources in here, and then you come over here to the weaponsmith or the armor smith. On the other side, there is a sage and some other smith. Let's see. It's been a minute. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Oh, that's right. I remember now. Duh. You do it just like you do on the building. You double click on the building and then click on the vendor you want. Now, you only have one slot, so you can only make one item at a time. But as you see, you just click there and click on whatever weapon you want. I'm a Sentinel, so I'll eventually want a Sentinel hammer. And I can come here and check to see what the ingredients are that I need to collect. So I can go out and collect the resources that I need to be able to do this. And that is the Prestige Vendor. So, one or two other things to go over while I'm sitting here fiddling around in this menu about mines. The mine times, they've decreased them to 30-minute slots instead of 1 hour slots, so you don't have to be spending a whole hour because, you know, a lot of folks that play this game are older and have jobs and don't have a lot of playtime in the evenings after they get off work to play. So they lowered that down to give you 30 more minutes of playtime in the game. Also, resources. So instead of going out into a zone and let's say you pick up stone and then you pick up stone, you pick up stone, and you end up with like 15 stacks of stone in your backpack, the game Reforge automatically stacks your resources in your backpack, which saves you on not only weight, but also saves you on having to take up space in your vault by going stack, 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 stack. Because not everybody has access to the warehouse or the ability to pull back off the warehouse, or some people don't feel comfortable pulling off the warehouse just to stack their stuff because people be like, hey, you took stuff off. And you're like, hey, I put stuff on. You're like, I don't see that. You're like, you know, you're insane. But so that makes it a little bit better, especially on the weight. You know, I have a friend whose favorite thing is eating out stone and lumber because he never uses it. And his complaint is I get umpteen thousand tons of stone out here, and with it stacking, makes it a lot better to be able to get him to keep it. Well, he's not going to keep it. Isn't that right, Sticks? Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. It is pretty, what's the word I'm looking for here? Disjointed is probably a good word. Incoherent. I hope I've given you some good information about the Reforge server. Hope to see y'all on there. I hope to see the population come back, and know it will once the server comes back up. But I would love to see the population stay up more than a month after server wipe. Anyway, if you like the video, go ahead and give me a like, share, comment. Go ahead and hit that bell for notifications if you're subscribed. If you're not, then you should subscribe, because why not? It's free today. It'll be free tomorrow. And on Friday, I am having a Black Friday sale where you not only get it for free, but you also get it for free. Thank you for watching. This is Liberty. Have a good day.